How y'all doing tonight? Tonight we're going to make a little dish. It's called chicken gumbo. It's going to have a little seafood in it, but I'm not going to call it seafood gumbo. I'm just going to call it chicken gumbo because seafood gumbo is a real special dish to me. And you've got to have crab. I mean, I don't have any blue crab right now. You have fresh crabs put in there half or whole, and then you got to have real fresh crab meat and all that stuff. And we may do some of that closer to maybe around Christmas time. So right now I'm just going to kind of practice up and do this chicken gumbo here. But I am going to put some shrimp in it. So let me show you what I got here first. I got my pot here. We're going to make a stock first. These are chicken backs with the meat removed. Just kind of like the scraps from the butcher. And these will make a great stock though. So we got those chicken backs there. I'm also going to add a ham hock. Smoked ham hock. This will add a lot of flavor too. Got some celery, tops, fine, just like that. Got some onion, just busted up. Nothing has to be in any kind of order or anything. I've got some salt. I almost forgot that. A little pinch of kosher salt. That's good. Some whole black peppercorns. Put a couple of those in there. It's loose. So we're going to strain this off later. I've got this little bag, the Zatarain's they call it. It's crab and shrimp bowl. I'm going to leave that in there just for a little bit. That has a lot of flavor in it, so we can give this a little bit of flavor. And by the way, if you don't like stuff spicy, don't put that in there. I like a little spicy flavor, so I put that in there. I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary, or a little thyme rather, a little bit of sage. There's a little bit of rosemary, just to give it some flavor. A bit more of that thyme, that'd be good. Now we're gonna fill this with water up to the top, and we're gonna set it to simmer. Okay, so I set that on the stove. Also put a couple pieces of carrot in there. We're gonna bring this up to get a little simmer, and then we're gonna turn it down and let it simmer for a while. Okay, I had it up to high, and once it starts to foam up, start looking like it's going to boil, I turn it down to about medium heat, and I'm actually going to get this little bag out of here. Might not be able to do that on camera, but I'm going to get that bag out, because this released some of that flavor. I don't want it to get this stuff too spicy. I'm going to turn it down to medium heat and let it simmer. Okay, so we'll turn it down and let it simmer just like that for about 30 minutes. Okay, now I've got that stock over there simmering. I've got some chicken thighs here with skin on. I'll put a little bit of oil on there. This will just help to crisp the skin. I've got them on a little baker's rack, or cooling rack here, over a cookie sheet. We're going to season these up and we're going to bake these off. And this is what we'll use some of the chicken, actually the actual meat in the gumbo. Like I said, we'll just put a little bit of oil here on the skin. That will help to season, to brown it. I've got some of this Weber Grill Mates Cajun seasoning and stuff. You know, put whatever. I just want to season them a little bit. Just give it a little flavor. We'll season these up. I've got my oven on about 375. And we'll stick these off in there and let these crisp up and cook for a little bit. Now as your stock simmers like this, you can go ahead and see the foamy stuff on top. That's some of the fat. Go ahead and start scooping that fat off. Just do that as it cooks. Throw it on the way. Alright, just giving you an update here. I went ahead and got that chicken bacon in the oven. It's been there about 30 minutes on about 370. Peeled some shrimp. I took the hulls of them shrimp. I put it in that broth over there, letting that just simmer. As soon as that chicken gets finished baking, I'm gonna take it out and we're gonna start broiling on that same pan. We're gonna start cooking some sausage. Trust me, all this takes time in stages, but it's gonna be real good for this gumbo. All right, now I'm gonna cut up some of this andouille. We'll cut it up into squares or in the coins. And we'll cook it off there with the chicken. Okay, I just popped the chicken out of the oven. It's wonderful. crisp skin. Look at that. All nice and cooked. I'm going to go ahead and take it off this sheet pan here and set it. I can grab it with these little rubber tongs. Ouch. Dang it. It's something better to grab that with. So I'm taking what is still warm and put them over here in this pot. And just set the lid and let that kind of keep each chicken breast warm. Then we'll put the sausage on here. Okay, now I've got the sausages on there cut up. I'm going to bake these off in the oven for a few minutes. Get them nice and crisp. Okay, I'm getting ready to strain off this broth here. So what we want to do for that, put the colander or pot in the sink. Hopefully we get most of it this way. Let's see how we did there. Good, good, good. We've got a lot of it here. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour this into something else, strain the rest off. Now I've got this double strain. I'm going to set this broth aside to cool while we finish the rest of this preparations here. We want to try to cool this broth a little bit though. Now what we're going to do while this sausage is cooking, I'm going to kind of pull the bones out of this chicken, shred a little bit, and just set it aside in a bowl and get it ready. It's going to be real good. Now I got all my chicken pulled here, put it to the side. Got my sausage cooked up and put it to the side. And got my shrimp still in the refrigerator. Dang thing, working. Alright, now we're going to start on the first part of really putting together the gumbo. Okay, now we're going to start the most important step in a gumbo. One of the most important steps. We're going to make the roux. And this is going to be a dark brick roux that we got to make. It ain't like these light roux we've been making. Let me get this over here. Got a little pan on the side because I want to try to use my roux stirrer. May have to switch to actually use the spatula. Now I've got about a cup of oil mixed with the fat from that chicken that I cooked and the sausage. Okay. So that's about a cup of oil there, and I got about a quarter cup of butter. We're going to melt that down, that butter, and then we're going to add a cup and a quarter of flour. I've made sure I got a little bit more oil and butter than a cup and a quarter. Probably got a cup and a half to a cup and a quarter of flour. We're going to let that melt just for a second. So what I did, I just heated the oil just a little bit. I put this butter in and I turn the heat off. I'm just going to let it melt this butter. When we add the flour, we're going to turn the heat back up to about medium. Okay, now that the butter's melted, let's get the flour and add it. A little bit by a little bit. We'll turn this back up to medium heat. Start stirring it in. So a lot of roux here. Gumbo, the roux is the most important part. You gotta have a lot of roux. You gotta have a dark roux. Okay. I'm gonna mix all this in here. If you didn't have that roux stirrer, you could do this in a bigger pot, and you're just gonna sit here and stir it the whole time. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. Get everything mixed in on no lumps. Just get it all nice and smooth. That. I'll come over to put my roux stir in here. Put him on high. Let him go to town with this roux. We'll keep stirring. It's going to be a while. We'll check back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so you can see how the roux is getting a little bit darker. Still not quite dark enough. The second stage is getting that nice dark caramel stage. We'll take it on a little bit darker than this. Okay, we've gotten to the point where we want this roux. I'm going to put it in this other pot. Red roux. You want to check it though, make sure there's no black specks in it, because that should mean that it's burned. Transfer it over here. Be careful, this stuff is powerful hot. Alright, now we keep stirring it here in this pot. Beautiful, beautiful roux here. So bring this a little bit closer for you. See? Gosh, man, it's junking away. Okay, see down here? Right there. See. There you go. And that's the chocolate roux right there. The red brick roux. That's what we're looking for. Okay, now I'm going to add my trinity. Bell pepper, onions, celery. And I got the frozen trinity here, that's fine. Go ahead and add it to the roux. Just like that. There we go. We'll stir it on in. Let's go thicken on up. Wow, look at that. Gorgeous. Alright, it's chocolatey roux. Alright, now buy me just a minute here, and like I said, you keep stirring this because we're cooking these vegetables in this roux. If you didn't have the bagged ones, I'd say use about 2 onions, 1 bell pepper, and 2 little stalks of celery. In fact, I may put a little bit more of that in here. Hold it. Okay, so turn my heat back up to medium and keep stirring this around until my vegetables start releasing a little bit more water and start not caramelizing, start getting a little bit clear. So just keep stirring this. Like I said, you don't want to stop because you do not want to burn that roux. Real good here. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more of the liquid. You know, the broth that we made. About 3 cups there. Right about 1.5 cups. Stir that in. Man, that's going to be good. Very good. You see it has making like a slurry there. Real thick. That's okay, we're going to thin out some more. I just want to stir that bit in here and just keep stirring. Okay, now I've been stirring this just for a minute. See how thick it is? I'm going to go ahead and add some more by another 1.5 cups of that stock. And be sure, like I said, you let that stock cool down before you add it to this roux. You put a hot stock in there, you're just going to make a biscuit. So we're going to stir this in, keep stirring, let it sit for a second, stir until it comes to a bubbling. Now it's started to come back up to the boil and thicken up a little bit more. I'm going to add a can of stewed tomatoes. These are optional. I just like them in here with the chicken gumbo. Also add some more broth. In this broth I actually melted 1 of bouillon cubes. It's good. I tasted it. It tastes like it needs a little salt. So basically doing that just for salt. Just going to stir that in. Give it a little taste. See what we're working with. Starting to pick up some flavor now. Go ahead and put a little bit of needs. A little hit of Cajun seasoning, about that much. Throw that in there. Also want to put a little bit of Old Bay. Okay, throw that in there. It's always good for it. One more little secret ingredient here. So this will be real good. This little kitchen bouquet. It's just going to darken up a little bit and give it a little bit of flavor. Let's see. I just put a little spoonful in here. Not much. Just give that a little hit. I don't know. Her mom used to always put that in there. Or just any kind of gumbo or something. You know, just a little hit of that. So we'll go ahead and mix this in. And let it come back to a good simmer. And this is like just quite enough liquid. I'm going to let it simmer here and cook these vegetables, cook these tomatoes until let it simmer for probably about at least 10-15 minutes before we start adding some of the meat. Okay, now that this has been sitting here simmering for about 20 minutes with the vegetables, we'll go ahead and start adding some of the meat. Go ahead and add the chicken here. The reason I just let it simmer with the vegetables, I want to make sure you cook those good. Turn the heat up a little bit. Got my sausage. Oh yeah, went on to it. Has some wonderful smoky flavor to it. Then we got the shrimp. Just for a little something extra. A little extra kick. Oh yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, we'll just let this simmer here for probably 30 minutes. And we'll be checking after about 10 or 15 for any oil or grease to come up the top, and we'll just kind of skim that. I'll also put in little green onions there. I don't think I showed that on camera. But it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Tasted it, you know, for salt and pepper. But one thing, you know, it's always going to be better the next day. So this is really like a next day dish. So let's let it simmer here. Come back up to a simmer. And go for about 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, if you look and see, it's been cooking here for about 20 minutes. I'm going to show you how the oil and grease comes to the top. So you just skim it just like that. You skim all that off. Alright, now it's ready to eat. Like I said, it's always better the next day. We'll go ahead and taste some of it tonight. Find my spoon here. Doing a big shrimp. And that sausage. Oh yeah. Yum. Look at that. Look at that. Go on that side too. Get down there and get some of them goodies at the bottom. There we go. Yes sir, yes sir. Some of that juice in there. Also maybe put a little bit of green onion up there on top. That'd be perfect. Yum. Alright, so let's give it a try here. Let's see. Yes sir, man. A piece of sausage. A little bit of everything right here. A good little spoonful. That's gonna be gumbo. Give it a try. It's gonna be even better. It'll be twice as good tomorrow. So anyway, that's my recipe for chicken gumbo. Which, you know, did add some shrimp, chicken undo a sauce, but no way is that seafood gumbo. If you just wait, when I get my seafood gumbo, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be real extreme stuff. That seafood gumbo, man. That's the recipe right there. But this is real good. Real good. This won't cost you a fortune to make. Alright, y'all. Thanks a lot.